Here we are in the MV World Odyssey, the current ship for the Semester at Sea program. Nearly 60 faculty and staff, or STACLY, are already aboard the ship, immersed in orientation activities. Tomorrow, our students and lifelong learners will embark. All of our voyagers are preparing for what will prove to be a profound, if not transformative, learning experience. I am super excited that we're just one day away from launching Voyage 132. Voyage number 1 launched nearly 60 years ago. On October 22nd, 1963, the University of Seven Seas set sail from New York, marking the historic beginning of the program we now call Semester at Sea. The ship was called the MS Seven Seas. The voyage was about 5 months long and included 13 ports of call. 60 years later, much remains the same, and a lot has changed. Believe it or not, dock time started on that first voyage. It was called curfew, but it came with the same penalty as it does today. Unlike today, with email, text messaging, and even video calling, students on the 1963 voyage hand-wrote letters and postcards. Those missives from afar often arrived home after the voyage was over. On that first voyage, the leadership stated that our laboratory is the world. Now we affirm the world is our classroom. In 1963, the founders of the program claimed that our responsibility is to know planet Earth and its people. Today, our mission is to create journeys of discovery that spark bold solutions to global challenges. In reflecting on the very first voyage, Dean Woodrow Whitton wrote, "We have been exploring the continent of self. Who am I? How do I think and feel and act under conditions of stress? How vital to my personal integrity and emotional stability are the familiar props of home and community? What are my inner resources? What is the strength of the spirituality or philosophy that sustains me?" As we set sail on Voyage 132 and celebrate our 60th year, these same types of questions confront our voyagers. What does it mean to test and retest one's mental models of what is right and what is wrong? Where and with whom do I find comfort, share my worries, find joy? Wherein lies the common humanity in all of us? By surfacing and reflecting on such questions, Semester at Sea's comparative experiential learning model challenges and inspires and transforms the individuals who sail. As you know, the years of the pandemic put the program we love under great duress. At the core, we persevered because the mission is too important. We came out of those years with a clarified sense of purpose and commitment to a set of essential aspirational goals. Today, as we prepare to celebrate our 60 years and look forward to the long-term success of the program, I will focus on 2 of those aspirational goals. One of our aspirational goals is to build an engaged, lifelong, intentional learning community. As a reminder, our mission statement is creating journeys of discovery that spark bold solutions to global challenges. Building from that mission, we recently introduced new, thoughtfully crafted voyage learning outcomes. Our 4 voyage learning outcomes are as follows. First, personal journey. We intentionally explore our own identities, abilities, and values, and recognize the ways they influence our actions and worldviews. Second, journey in human community. We critically reflect on a diversity of cultural perspectives and experiences from around the world. Third, journey on planet Earth. We deepen our understanding of the Earth's environment, its resources, ecological interdependence, and our responsibility to care for the planet. And fourth, lifelong journey. We commit to lifelong learning and action to help solve global challenges. These 4 learning outcomes directly play into the questions posed 60 years ago and the ones I just spoke about. To be clear, having well-crafted, mission-driven learning outcomes based on best practices is very important to driving continuous improvement in our program. Our upcoming voyages are building these learning outcomes into their curricular and co-curricular plans, and will begin piloting a learning outcome assessment process in the future. A second and very important aspirational goal relates to financial access. We already provide a number and variety of scholarships to our Voyagers. Currently, we meet about 30 to 35% of requested need. What will it look like at some point in the future when we are able to meet 60%, 70%, and eventually 100% of the financial needs of our current student Voyagers? For certain, the representation of diverse voices and identities will be enhanced and emboldened. Our voyage communities will increasingly reflect the wonderful diversity of the world community. Financial access is the focus of our Founders Day 60th anniversary fundraising efforts. I'm excited to announce our fundraising goal in service to our Voyagers and our program. We have set up the 60th Anniversary Access Fund. Our goal is to raise $600,000 by the end of 2023. Remember, every gift makes a difference. Please begin thinking now about how you can contribute to us achieving this goal. To celebrate Founders Day and our 60th anniversary, we will host a live stream event on Thursday, October 19 on the Colorado State University campus. The event will feature Semester at Sea alumna Rachel Louise Snyder. Rachel's most recent book, Women We Buried, Women We Burned, recently appeared on the cover of the New York Times Review of Books and was highlighted in an interview with Scott Simon on NPR. The book opens on our ship and returns to her time on board in a powerful chapter in the second half. Rachel, a Guggenheim Fellow and professor at American University in Washington, D.C., has been a fierce advocate for women's rights the world over. She'll speak that night about how her time on Semester at Sea voyage expanded her horizons and inspired her life's work. Rachel is in high demand as a speaker, and we are super pleased that she'll join us for this anniversary live stream event. In the meantime, I recommend you pick up her memoir or one of her other powerful award-winning books, like No Visible Bruises, a New York Times Top 10 Book of the Year, or Fugitive Denim, her expose on the global denim trade. We'll be sending you invites to join us online or in person that night. I can't wait to see you and to hear from Rachel. Speaking of communicating to our alumni, before I go, I want to mention that we are reconfiguring our alumni communication, all driven by a commitment to provide more information on a more regular basis to all of our alumni. You made it clear in your recent alumni survey that this is what you want, and we're responding. We're working closely with alumni board leaders to design and begin to deploy new approaches to keep you in closer contact with us and with one another. To this end, we'll stop the printed edition of Shipmates magazine and launch a new, regularly occurring newsletter full of the kind of information you told us you wanted from us. Thanks for your feedback. To end this State of the Institute, I return to our history. In 1973, 50 years ago, during the era when our program was called World Class Afloat, a publication was issued called Discovery. Discovery collected and published various submissions by Voyagers, from haiku to short stories to poetry. It is fitting to finish with one, untitled and anonymous. This was a special place, this SS Universe campus, where I crawled my way to freedom, away from the cities, meditating upon the ship, melting into the throngs of loving people, inhaling the salt air. My mind commenced to heal. I wrote, I thought, I learned, I listened. I opened my blind eyes. I loved. This world is so full. Thank you, brothers and sisters around the world. Beautiful friendships across the sea, my world university. Thank you very much.